Hi guys, welcome back to Sim UK, and indeed welcome back to Gold Rush. I still believe that this game has too many bugs and too many features are missing for this to be regarded as a full release game. But I tell you what, if this was an early access game, I would be screaming at you to go and get this game because it's got so many great features. All that aside, let's go and begin processing here. So I think we've got one bucket ready to go, haven't we? Yes, we do. So we're just going to pour this in. Oh God. Oh, it's all gone horribly wrong. Just stay there. Oh, what a mess. So that's looking pretty muddy. That water, I've got to say. So I rather suspect it's full of gold. I don't know. Now, what was happening before? See if I can explain this in a way that's sort of coherent. So when we had the two mats, we'd dip it in the bucket twice, and that would give us like 4 portions that we pour out, and each portion would have a piece of gold in. Now we had some issues in the last piece, so some of those gold bits weren't collected. But my question is, now that we have 4 mats and I've just washed all 4 mats into there, does that mean that we're still going to get 4 lots of 1 piece of gold, or are we going to get 8 pieces of gold, or are we going to get even more than that? It doesn't. Maybe we'll get more than 1 piece of gold in each thing. I'm not entirely sure. So let's take this one and go and figure that out, I guess, shall we? Because equally, I'm not entirely sure. See, it doesn't look like we're going to get any extra portions out of the bucket. I'm thinking now I should have got an extra panning dish, but maybe next time we go into town I'll grab one. So, yeah, that doesn't seem to have really improved anything. So I'm desperately hoping we get more than 1 piece of gold out of here. Otherwise, what is the point of having 4 mats in the extension? That's what I'm struggling to understand. Not doing very well at the moment, trying to agitate it as best we can. I think there's a bit of gold there. 2 pieces of gold. Okay, so that kind of answers that question. I thought I saw 2 pieces of gold. Did I imagine it? No, it looks like there are 2 pieces. So is that the situation that we're in then? No, see, we're back to 1 piece of gold again. I'm almost certain I saw 2 pieces of gold in there. But now there definitely only appears to be 1. So we'll grab that, dip this and press on, keep trying. Also, the water seems to come out of the pan very easily. So, yeah, I'm confused now because I thought I saw 2 pieces at one point. Then it kind of disappeared. Then it came back, I thought. And then eventually there really was just 1 piece. So, I mean, if that's the case, what is the point in having all the extra equipment? It doesn't seem to make any sense. So what's the point in all the additional stuff? It doesn't make any sense. Whoops. Now in that first one, it did look like there were 2 pieces of gold. And, you know, maybe that is the case. Maybe sometimes there are 2 pieces of gold, but before I could actually get to it, it kind of disappeared. So I could see a piece of gold in this one. Let's take it out of the water. I mean, if the gold were bigger bits of gold, then that would also work. That would be fine, if that's how they'd implemented it. So you sort of indicate wow, grabbing this is being a bit troublesome. Where the hell's the camera going? Nearly lost it. Right, there we go. Should be able to grab it now. No, still can't grab it. Are you kidding me? Come on, that's gleaming gold right there. Stay still, stay still. Stay still, damn it. So we've got 0.23 ounces of gold. I'm not sure that having the extra thing is making any difference whatsoever. I'm not convinced of that. I'm really not convinced of that. Which is a shame, because that kind of just, I don't know. It kind of insinuates that they haven't implemented it or haven't thought it through or something. That is empty now. So we'll fill it up with cold water, fresh clean water. I think we've got 2 buckets of clean water here. Oh crikey. Must stop doing that. Right, so that's full. Pop that one there and that one there. Oh no, we're going to need to pour one of these in, aren't we? Right, I thought I saw some gold. Yeah, it's like bits of gold. Do you see that? A couple of bits of gold seem to just flow straight off the edge and back into the water, which is why I said we ought to dig the water. Have a look, see if there's any. There's a bit, see? Another bit. I'm not entirely sure if I'm wasting gold by pouring water in and processing this, or whether that's what you're meant to do. It's not clear. There's no clarity in the game. So hopefully we'll find bigger bits of gold. And maybe that's how they've implemented it. I really don't know. Don't fall over, bucket, for goodness sake. Oh, I meant to see if I could do all 4 in one. I forgot to do that. Well, I did 3 in one bucket. So, okay, this one looks decidedly dirtier than the other one. So I'm hoping that means that we'll get more gold out of it. I suppose I could do a scientific research type thing here, couldn't I? And see how much gold we get out of this bucket in comparison to how much gold we get out of that bucket. That kind of makes sense. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. Okay, so we got 0.23 ounces of gold right now. Oh, let's process this first. I forgot I'd done this. Finally. Maybe it's just a case of, you know, keep going until it's really super shiny. So that was, oh, that was the last one. Okay, so we don't count that one. Right. So we have got 0.27 ounces, and we'll do the most empty one first, because we can quickly clarify if it's better or not. Definitely need a 4th pan. Right, so we'll just do one here. 0.27, okay. Oh, wow. I am going to lose gold if I keep approaching it like that. Right, let's try again. So that's 0.2 ounces for that piece. And let's just see if the next one is also 0.2, and then we'll sort of make the assumption that every piece of gold found with one mat emptied into it is going to give you 0.2, and then we'll know that as a fact, won't we? Well, an unproven, unscientifically proven fact. See, that was 0.1, so okay, we've just proven that not to be the case. It's not guaranteed, and that piece, to be honest, that piece looked bigger. Oh crikey. It's getting stuck on the fence as well, which is not good. Right, let's go for the third one. Let's see what we get here. Not gold enough yet. I mean, it's clearly gold, but according to the game, it isn't. I'd also like to see, you see all the additional rocks, the non-gold rocks. I would love it if they were the same size as the gold, so it wasn't immediately obvious which piece is the gold. And I'd like to see it take longer to do that as well. So that was 0.2 ounces as well. So we're looking at 1 to 2, 0.01 or 0.02 ounces per bucket load from that single mat bucket. So I'm hoping then that the 4 buckets will produce at least 3 to 6 0.03, 0.06 ounces per piece, per bit of gold that we find. That would be what I'd expect to see. That's what I'd hope to see. But worrying. Oh, there we go. Now that's a big bit of gold right there. That's a big piece of gold, which we can't yet pick up. And I still haven't figured out what the black piece of gold is. If you've answered me in the comments and explained what that is, if you know, then I'm sorry, I haven't had a chance to read those yet, so I won't know in this episode about your information. But I appreciate you adding it, so please do keep that coming. Right, let's see if we can get this now. Okay, so that's considerably more gold. So that is how it happens then. So you get the same amount of panning. You still get to pan 4 times, but there's just more gold in each pan. That kind of makes sense, but it's nice to know that as a fact, isn't it? And it also means that we don't have to do, because at the moment I've just created extra workload for myself, extra unnecessary workload, and I know not to do that again, which is great for next time. Really? Not clean enough. I'm sure the water isn't meant to come out of this panning dish that quickly. I forgot to look, but I think that was like 0.04 ounces. So vastly more than in the single mat. Cool. Well, we know that now, and that will make things easier in the future. Oh, one day that's going to happen. I know it is, because I've been so close to losing the gold so many times now. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, great. Well, we got 0.45 ounces now. This is going to take an awfully long time. I'm wondering if we can perhaps cash in this small amount of gold and buy some more equipment that will help us get more gold quicker. That would be good. That would speed up the process considerably. Maybe you're meant to do it like this, kind of half in the water, half out the water, and then only take it out when you feel like you've got it clean enough to be picked up. That would kind of make sense actually, wouldn't it? It's been a long time since I've seen anyone do any gold panning, probably in an old like Western movie. One day, that little piece of gold there is not... Oh my god, we can't pick it up. Are you kidding me? It's the only thing in the pan. Let me pick it up. Okay, groovy. Last one. And then I think we'll head into town and see if we can't... Let's just try this one for a minute. Head into town and see if we can't maybe sell some gold, buy another pan, another panning dish, and see if we can buy some equipment that will help us make more gold quickly. I quite like the idea of the wave machine, because that's That's like a constant, a process by which this is constantly, excuse me, a process by which this is constantly looking for gold. And that's what we need. Oh, crikey Moses. That was nearly it. That was nearly the first time I lost a piece of gold off the edge. And that was the second time. Very, 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 very nearly losing a piece of gold off the edge. Right, come on, let me pick this up now. Eventually. Get rid of the rubbish that we don't want. Okay, great. So, yes. Let's head into town and think about maybe buying a pump. If we can sell some gold, then we'll think about selling buying a pump and maybe getting an automated process going over here. Maybe we could automate this, I don't know. I don't know how you would get dirt constantly going in there. You probably just have to stand here and shovel it in, which in itself isn't too bad actually. You know, you could find, if that's the case, if every time you do that and these build up more and more and more gold, then, you know, maybe processing this through 3 or 4 times, you could find an ounce in each piece. Maybe that's how it works. Kind of makes sense. Oh, my lights look a little bit low. Nope, they're fine. Absolutely fine. Let's see if we can make it to town inside the truck. It seems like stuff you buy doesn't fall out the back of the truck as easy as it did on release day, so I'm a little bit less concerned about that now, I have to say. Oh, it is bouncy. Wow, it is bouncy. So we need to go see the blacksmith. He's the man who converts the gold into bars. Now I'm not sure if you have to wait until you have an ounce before he'll do it. I'm not sure if we can do it ourselves. Terrible glitch there. Terrible glitchiness. I'm not sure if we can do it ourselves, maybe. But we'll find out, I guess, in a minute. There we go. Got her in the end. So, oh, the blacksmith is all the way over there. Like he's out of town. Okay, I've never even been over there. Didn't know you could go over there. So let's just hightail it. Hightail it down there and see if we can get the blacksmith to do anything with our gold. And if we can, then we'll consider what we're going to do with the cash that we've made from that sale. Once we sold it, obviously. Oh, wow, that's just so glitchy. There is a lot about this game that I like, I have to say. Right, use 0.05 ounces of mined gold ore. Amount of gold 0.01 ounce of gold. So that will cost me $51. Now it cost me 51 cents, which I'm sure I can afford, so let's try that. So hang on, I can sell the ore to the man for $50, which isn't a lot of money, is it? That's not the amount of money I was hoping to pull out of that gold maneuver. Info, smelting price, 1 ounce is $12.10. Smelting time takes 2 hours and 30 minutes. Loss of gold is between 5 and 9%. Wow. That seems a bit suspicious. every time the blacksmith smelts your gold into a bar, he says, oh, I'm sorry, I've lost 10% of your gold. I do apologise. You say, that's all right. That's what happens when I get robbed by you. Okay, so, right. So what's best then? To sell... Presumably you can only sell gold to the bank if it's in a bar. Whereas you can sell it to this guy as pure ore. And obviously this has got a fluctuating gold price, which is another cool feature, I guess, of this game. But that's only worth $50.57. Let's just go back and check here. We have got 0.51 ounces. So we don't even have 0.1 ounces, which is interesting. I'm going to try and sell to this guy because I want to know what happens if I do try and do that. So we'll sell the ore. $49.57. Right, so that was all of our gold gone, and we got $50 for that, which is rubbish. Totally not what I was hoping for. But we didn't lose any. We didn't lose any gold by doing that. I suppose we didn't make as much money. I'm not sure if... We'll have to figure out... What I'll do later when we've actually got some proper gold is I'll figure out how much he's selling for and how much the bank is selling for, and then see who it's better to sell to. Because if I'm going to get the blacksmith to turn it into a bar and I lose 10% of my gold, then the bank are going to have to pay me considerably more money for that block of gold than he is currently paying in order for that to pay off. Does that make sense? We'll figure it out another time. I just want to get in here and have a look at this. I'm intrigued by the water table. I want to know how much we're going to have to put aside to get this. So that's 6,000. And presumably we're going to need one of these. And a water pump. Oh, is it here? It's one of these, isn't it? Here it is, here it is. So that's 200, so we're looking at 6.5 grand. That's what we need, which is a lot. So we're just going to say none, thank you, back. Right, okay, so we're actually in a bit of a situation here, I guess. In that can't drive for toffee today. And if you've seen my Project Cars 2 videos, you'll know I can't drive for toffee most days. Unless it's wet, or not too wet. Anyway. Okay, so I try not to record too much in this part because it just glitches out too badly. This game handles incredibly, in an incredibly similar manner to that of the vehicles in Car Mechanic Simulator. I have to say though, I've said once before, how amazing would it be to have Car Mechanic Simulator as part of a game like this. And if Playway are working towards doing something like that, then oh my goodness me, Playway are definitely somebody to keep an eye on. They're producing some fantastic stuff. Okay, it's not exactly polished, but overall it has huge potential. Right, so guys, we're going to grab the buckets, which I don't think have anything in them, do they? That one doesn't. Oh, I didn't buy a pan. So basically that gold that we sold has bought us our 4th panning dish and another 6 buckets. And it would be cool if that makes life a bit easier and gold gathering a bit quicker. Okay. Unbelievably, Oh, unbelievably, guys. I didn't put them in the back of the truck. My mind was wandering. I was thinking about family stuff. And yeah, I didn't pick up any of that stuff. So the buckets, the panning dishes, nothing. Oh man, what a nightmare. Right, in the back you go. Oh no! Oh no, 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 no! Ah! Handbrake, very important. Now, did that last bucket end up in there, or do we not know? Yes, it did. Excellent. I still think you ought to be able to stack buckets. I think having to have each bucket moved around individually is an unnecessary pain in the arse. So that's my recommendation to the developers, is allow people to stack things so you can pick up, say, 2 or 3 pans or 5 buckets, or whatever they feel is reasonable. But definitely, that wasn't what I meant to do. Definitely picking them up individually, moving them around individually is not fun. And I guess it's not going to take long before well, hopefully it's not going to take long before you sort of upgrade your equipment so you're using big machinery and none of this stuff. But until then, it'd be nice if you could pick up more than one thing at a time. Handbrake on. Oh, turn the engine off. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. God, stuck. That's got to be fixed. That's such a frustrating and annoying aspect of this game. There's quite a few buckets we have now. They're all going to become null and void eventually, but until then... Oh, come on. What's that doing stuck there? It's stuck. It's absolutely stuck, look. I knew it was a good idea to buy an extra spare one. This isn't why I bought an extra spare one, but look, I cannot get that off there now. That is stuck fast. This is why I say the game is not ready yet and not to buy into it, because you will have your head done in constantly by this kind of stuff. I mean, I've just driven up there and back 4 times because of my own stupidity, but had I have driven up there, bought this specifically for this job, and then this happened, that would really, really, really irritate me. It really would. Let's just try this, see if... No, I can't move it at all. It's well and truly jammed in there. Right, let's get on, do some digging. That's halfway done. I've got to do it all over again. And one for luck. Okay, good. Now I forgot I'd left that bucket down there, but it's not a big deal. We're still going to do okay with what we've got. I might just fill up like an extra 1 or 2 buckets to make sure that we have a full 100%. Oh my god. 100% full sluice box or whatever the hell it's called. That seems to make sense to me. Okay guys, so that's 100% full. Now, I just want to say really, explain the reason why I show you me, stand up. Oh, that'll do. The reason why I show you that I'm actually doing this is because a lot of YouTubers, I suspect, not a lot, maybe, quite a few YouTubers that I've watched playing this game appear to have made considerable progress, and I question whether or not they're actually playing the game properly. I've seen quite a few YouTubers actually who say they don't cheat and then show you some ways that they have cheated. Now that doesn't in any way indicate that they have cheated, and the person that I'm thinking of in my head, I don't think actually has cheated. But a lot of YouTubers, I think, have been cheating at this game. And I'm just not into that. I'm about ultimate realism, but B, you know, my parents brought me up not to cheat. Cheating's a bad thing, cheaters never prosper, all that kind of stuff. So, have I just learnt something? Are these 4 mats 3% full? Is that what I've learned? I think I've just learnt that. Anyway, that's why I'm doing it, so that you can see that I am actually playing the game properly. I'm not cheating. I'm going through all the steps and the motions that you're supposed to go through and doing the game properly. I think if I put that mud through again, this 3% will increase to 6%, and we'll keep doing that, and at the end we'll have a much, much bigger haul. I've only just realised that, which is a bit silly. Maybe that's how other YouTubers have made such considerable progress in such a short amount of time. Right, so that has water in it, so we want to empty that. I had a horrible feeling then for a second that it was going to empty that out. Right, okay guys, so listen, I'm going to call that a day for today's episode, but I'm just going to keep filling this up and keep running it through until we've got a high percentage there, and then in the next episode we'll see how much gold we get out of it. Thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, till next time, goodbye.